Another really successful go-to pattern is what I call my BMWs. So that's a long time fly fishing friend Gordon Honey nicknamed them Brian's Marabou Wigglers. So it's just I'm using it's a maroon micro leech is what it is, but we'll tie this identical fly using different colors of marabou: brown, light olive, dark olive, black, and maroon. And you can imitate a lot of suggestive stages of insects. So like the baby damsel, we tie out of the light olive, and it's a very good damselfly imitation. The brown ones, they'll take for calabatus nymphs, just when there's just at the start of an emergence of mayflies. And then when the fish really get on the maze, then you got to get imitative. But it's a very suggestive searching pattern. This is the original color of maroon I tied the original BMW with. So a very, very effective pattern. So I'm going to be tying a pattern today on a Daiichi 1760 in a 12. So it's a 2X nymph, curved nymph hook. And I'm going to be using a 7/64 gold tungsten bead. Okay. So just debarb the hook first. Slip the bead on. So, and then we're going to, I'm just using black thread. You can use maroon colored thread as well. The key to this fly is selecting the right marabou. So this is strung marabou, and it's getting harder and harder to find really good marabou. You go through a lot of quills to get the right length of marabou and the right amount of fibers coming off it. And unfortunately, the reason why it's harder and harder to get good marabou is because turkeys aren't living long enough to grow proper feathers, proper plumage before they get bonked on the head. So now I forgot something. Okay, so I'm just going to take, so this is a blood quill, and I'm just going to I want the fibers to stand out, so I've got to comb through that, but at first I got to use some small gold copper wire. Is going to be the rib. So I'm going to tie that in. Now you can tie this fly, sometimes I'll put 2 strands of red crystal flash for the maroon ones. If I'm tying a black one, I'd still use red crystal flash. And then for the olive green ones, I'll use just light olive crystal flash. Or you can tie it without. It works, can work excuse me, equally well with or without the crystal flash. So I just got I'm pulling off about a dozen strands like that. And so the tips are going to form the tail. So and then I'm going to twist the rest of it. So So I'm going to form a nice, the fibers, the individual fibers coming off this. See how they're standing up now? And you get a nice taper up, leading up to the bead. And then I'm just going to carefully wind the gold wire, and I'm wiggling it through, so I don't want to tie down too many of those fibers. Just carefully wiggle it through. So when this fly is moving through the water, the marabou is pulsing. It's pulsating as it goes through. So. And then we'll just twist off the wire. And we'll finish it. So I think you can see on the screen, hopefully you can see how those fibers are standing out. And so we fish this again, similar, under an indicator it's deadly. It's just a nice, really good spring pattern. The other color of choice that works really well is tying the identical fly with black marabou with a silver tungsten bead and a silver wire rib. And that's the black BMW, and that is a really good pattern. And I know it would catch fish down here. You know, when you throat pump a lot of fish, and when I was a biologist working, I did tons and tons of stomach samples. We would often see a preference for leeches in the guts of fish, but not big leeches, little guys. You know, that's why we like to tie these less than 3/4 of an inch in length. That's the size of leeches they like to eat. And they'll eat the big ones too, but they would always see a preference for smaller leeches, and that's why little flies like that can be so effective. Okay, so another very simple one to tie.